If there is one aspect of contemporary meditation practices and spiritual pathways in general that is always emphasized, it is that you should be in the present moment. This makes intuitive sense to us, but I want to suggest to you that at the heart of this practice of trying to be in the present moment, there very often can be a false assumption about time in of itself. And this assumption, in turn, can become sort of a hindrance. This is why in this video I want to explore this misunderstanding of time. And I furthermore want to introduce you to a different way of looking at things, which in turn will be a lot more effortless and as a result will also be much more fulfilling to you. First of all, I want to emphasize that the teaching of being in the present moment in of itself is very useful. Nowadays, most people who have some kind of spiritual practice first start out by practicing mindfulness. And in mindfulness, how it is usually taught, what is often emphasized is that you should be in the present moment. You shouldn't be lost in the past. You shouldn't be preoccupied with the future. You should instead be aware of what is happening right now, what the content of your experience is right in this moment. And the logic of this teaching is quite clear to me. The basic observation which motivates this kind of teaching is that we can notice that very often our suffering is caused by the fact that we are either lost in the past or worried about the future. Our preoccupation with something that is not now, therefore, can cause quite a lot of suffering. And then when we get in touch with what is actually happening right now, we very often feel less anxious. We see more beauty in the world. We appreciate the little things. Our relationships are seen to be more fulfilling. Those are all great benefits, and I certainly don't want to diminish them. But my point of contention here is that for many people, there's kind of a false assumption at the heart of this practice. When they try to be in the now, in the present moment, they imagine the now to be sort of a slice of infinity. There's this gigantic past in the universe, dating even billions of years back. And then there's this entire future in front of us. And the now, from this point of view, is then seen as this tiny part in this ocean of time. This, however, is the very basic assumption we have to question. I want to suggest to you that, in fact, the now is not a slice of time. No, instead the now is the only reality there really is. I'm not making some kind of philosophical argument here. I want to lead you here to an experiential understanding of what I'm saying. Let us actually experientially question what we know of the past and the future. Try to go to the past right now. Visualize what you did yesterday. What you ate for lunch, for example. The emotions you felt, the things you saw, the taste of your food. Bring all of this to mind in vivid detail. Really try to go there. Really try to experience this thing you call the past. And now notice that whatever you imagine the past to be, whatever your experience was at the time, whatever you conjured up is simply happening right now. All these perceptions you seemingly experienced yesterday are not experienced yesterday. They are only experienced right here, right now. We are so convinced that this past we imagine is something that really exists, but you can never actually go there. When you ate lunch yesterday, it was now. When you went to bed yesterday, it was now. And when you got out of bed today, it was still now. And everything you imagine the past to be is simply another perception in your mind that is happening right now. Now let's investigate the future. The future of our lives very often seems to be more real to us than even the present. We vividly imagine all the things that could potentially happen, our dreams and goals, all the difficulties that may lie ahead. But again, what do you know of the future? Certainly, you can imagine the future in quite vivid detail. But again, whatever you imagine of the future is simply another thing that you are experiencing, another form that your awareness takes. These images that you have of the future are simply forms that your awareness takes right now, in this moment. What you imagine the future to be, therefore, is nothing other than your awareness now taking another form. Of course, I don't mean to diminish the value of using the future as a concept. It is incredibly useful to make plans, of course, to structure your life by using this concept of the future. We simply can't do without it. But what I'm pointing to here is that this past and this future you imagine to be so real is simply something that is happening now. It is simply a modification of your experience of this ever-present now. The past and the future, try as you might, are not actual places you will ever go to. The only thing you could ever experience is now. So how does this change our understanding of the spiritual path and the practice of being in the present moment? when you truly understand what I just said, when you actually explore this for yourself, you notice that the now, in fact, is not this tiny slice of infinity. The now, more so, is a dimensionless, infinite field in which all experience takes place. And you can go there right now. Ask yourself, this experience you're having right now of watching this video, of listening to my voice, when is it taking place? Just drop this question in your mind and see where it takes you. When is this experience taking place? Of course, it is taking place now. And this now is not some kind of abstract concept. It is completely obvious, present, real. And you can notice as well that no matter how much you struggle, you can actually never leave this now. No matter how much you feel guilty about the past or worry about the future, you will always be perfectly established in this now. Because this is your true nature. So instead of trying to force yourself to be in the present moment, see that you already are there, that you forever will be there, because nothing else exists. This can be a shift. Now you don't have to struggle against time anymore. Instead, you can just effortlessly be in this now, ever present. I hope you found this exploration of time and the present moment interesting. Let me know what your own experiences are with this sort of practice. Have you struggled with being in the present moment in the past? Have you noticed that there is, in reality, no such thing as the past or the future? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, check out the links in the description if you want to support me, and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with my latest videos. Thank you for watching, and I will see you right here next time.